I didn't fight her wedding. I just got my own marriage certificate. In the 5th year of my engagement to Willow, she secretly held a wedding with another man. When I arrived, they were kissing passionately, surrounded by cheers and laughter. Seeing me there, Willow just laughed and said, "He only wanted a wedding. Don't worry, we didn't register a marriage certificate." I didn't argue, I didn't shout, I simply turned around and walked away. She thought I was furious, but she had no idea what was coming. Not long after, another wealthy woman sent her a photo of my marriage certificate. Willow was completely stunned. Despite the heavy rain, she came knocking on my door like she'd lost her mind. When I opened it, I wore a mocking smile and said calmly, "Don't worry, I just got a marriage certificate too. I just haven't had the wedding yet." At that moment, Anna walked down the stairs in a black strapless dress. She hugged me behind and asked softly, "So, what's our relationship?" Earlier that day, Willow's wedding was lively. The crowd was shouting for the couple to kiss. The groom shyly leaned forward, and Willow wrapped her arms around his neck and kissed him deeply. I watched from a distance, my heart sinking. Suddenly, Willow's sister spotted me and screamed in panic, "Brother-in-law!" In an instant, the celebration fell silent. I walked toward Willow. The groom tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. Willow showed no shame at all. "Makoto insisted on marrying me," she said casually. "Don't worry, we didn't get the certificate. You're still my only husband." Willow and I grew up together. Our parents arranged our engagement after graduation, but she had always been reckless, constantly changing boyfriends. It humiliated me. I calmly took a square ring box from my bag. "This is the engagement ring your family gave me," I said. "I'm returning it." She laughed scornfully. "You brought the ring just to make me apologize?" I looked straight at her and said, "Willow, from today on, our engagement is over. We have nothing to do with each other." She instantly lost her temper. "George, say that again." Her sister rushed in nervously. "Brother-in-law, please don't be angry. This wedding is fake. My sister will definitely marry you for real." I didn't respond. I turned and left. "Go after him," her sister urged. Willow remained calm. "No need. He's done this before. He'll come back in a few days." But even her sister hesitated. "You've never gone this far. No man can accept the woman he loves marrying someone else." Willow glanced toward the door, her brows slightly furrowed. Later that night, I went to a bar with my friend Martin. When he arrived, I had already finished 2 bottles of red wine. "What happened?" he asked. "Did you fight with Willow again?" I replied quietly, "She got married today." Martin was furious. "I told you long ago she's not a good woman. Forget her. I'll introduce you to someone better." I went to the restroom, and in the hallway I saw a woman in a dark professional skirt, completely out of place there. She leaned against the wall, holding a cigarette. It was Anna. I walked over. "President Anna, may I borrow a cigarette?" She raised an eyebrow. "Didn't you quit smoking after dating Willow?" Then she leaned closer and said mockingly, "I heard she married another man today. Did you finally break up?" I took the cigarette, lit it, and exhaled slowly. Half joking, I said, "Anna, do you want to come to my place tonight?" Our eyes met. No further words were needed. That night changed everything. By morning, my phone rang nonstop. Anna answered it. It was Willow. Her face darkened. When I picked up, Willow laughed casually. "Didn't you say we were done? Then why did you go complain about Makoto to my father?" My hoarse voice gave it away. "Do you have a cold?" she asked suspiciously. I smiled. "What do you think?" She exploded. "Where are you? Who are you with right now?" I replied coldly, "President Liu, we're no longer related. Who I'm with is none of your business." And I hung up. Later, Anna looked at me seriously. "If we're talking marriage alliances," she said, "my family isn't weaker than yours. You want the East District project, but you can't do it alone. If we marry and work together, it becomes easy." I laughed, thought for a moment, then reached out my hand. "Looking forward to our collaboration." 40 minutes later, we walked out of the marriage registration office. Married.
I still felt like I was dreaming. Anna smiled and said, "Let's go." "To meet a client?" I asked. "No," she said, "our honeymoon." Anna simply smiled and said nothing. Over the next month, we traveled together. We went to Iceland to explore the mysterious blue ice caves, then took a hot air balloon over Turkey. Life felt unreal, quiet, distant, and strangely peaceful. On the day I returned home, Martin called me out for drinks at a KTV. I glanced at the fading bite marks on my neck from the night before with Anna, grabbed a jacket from the wardrobe, and covered them up. The moment Martin sat down, he downed 2 shots in a row and cursed angrily. Damn it! Willow has completely lost her mind. She rented every electronic screen on the skyscrapers in the capital, hired A-list celebrities to record birthday wishes for Makoto, and plans to broadcast it for a whole month. Holding my glass, I replied calmly, "I'm already married." He didn't believe me at first, but when I showed him my marriage certificate, he froze, then laughed in disbelief. "Anna? How did you end up with her?" Then he waved it off. "Never mind. Willow can't even compare with Anna. I really want to see Willow's face when she finds out you married her." His anger vanished instantly. "This calls for a celebration. My treat tonight." Martin couldn't handle alcohol. After a few drinks, he was already dizzy. I put my glass down. "Behave and stay here. I'll step out and get you some tea." In the corridor, I ran into Liliana. She rushed over cheerfully. "Brother-in-law, you're here. My sister's in room 6. I stopped her calmly. "I have nothing to do with Willow anymore. Just call me by my name." She thought I was still upset. "My sister really went too far this time. Just give her a chance to apologize in person. We'll be in room 6. Make sure you come." On the way back, I passed that room. I heard a familiar voice.
Through the crack in the door, I saw Willow lounging lazily on the sofa while Makoto poured wine for her. Liliana said confidently, "I ran into Jorge outside. He definitely still loves you." Another friend laughed. "It's only been a month. He must be worried after hearing about Makoto's birthday." Willow said coldly, "Who allowed him to come? We already broke up." Someone else added, "Sister Willow, maybe you should send Makoto away first, just in case Jorge gets angry again." Makoto lowered his head weakly. "Willow, today is my birthday." I took off my jacket and pushed the door open. Everyone turned toward me at once. The marks on my neck were impossible to miss. Willow saw them immediately. She stood up, eyes narrowed. "What's on your neck?" I laughed lightly. "A love bite." She slammed her glass onto the table, furious. "Who did this? You've been seeing women behind my back?" I looked at her calmly. "That has nothing to do with you. A proper ex should stay silent, like a dead person." Her lips curled into a cold smile. "If I ever contact you again, I'm a dog." Back in my room, Martin had sobered up. "Why were you gone so long? I almost came looking for you." I shrugged. "Just handled some business. Otherwise, there are always flies buzzing around." We were both drunk, so we called a driver to take us home. Not long after, Makoto graduated and entered the entertainment industry. After gaining a little fame, he began hiring people to smear my reputation online. My assistant asked, "President Jorge, should we guide public opinion?" I replied calmly, "Dig up Makoto's negative history and leak it to journalists. Tell our partner media companies to not work with him." Within an hour, the internet exploded. That night, Martin messaged me. "There's a rumor going around that Anna likes women. That's not true, right?" I smiled before replying, then heard a voice beside me. "I like women." I turned to Anna, speechless. She looked at me and said lightly, "Then tonight, let's see whether I like men or women." By the time I realized what was happening, I was already pulled into her arms. Later, her phone rang again. Anna glanced. "It's Willow. Do you want to answer?" I shook my head. "No." Anna smirked and picked up the call herself. Willow's drunken voice slurred from the other end. "Jorge, come pick me up.
Why don't you care about me anymore? Anna replied calmly, It's me. There was silence. Then Willow screamed, Anna, you're shameless. You ruined our relationship. Anna laughed. We're legally married. Why are you calling my husband in the middle of the night? Willow panicked. Impossible. Jorge, come get me. Let's make up. I took the phone. My wife already made it clear. You're just my ex. I hung up. Later that night, Anna asked Lovely, Let's announce our relationship. I nodded. Within a minute, the comments flooded in. Not long after, there was frantic knocking at the door. I already knew who it was. Wrapped in a towel, marriage certificate in hand, I opened the door with a smile. Willow stood in the rain, her eyes red and wet. Jorge, I'm drunk, she said softly. Can you take me home? Anna cursed under her breath and slammed the door shut. She pressed me back against the door as Willow's frantic knocking echoed outside. Later that night, Anna looked at me seriously and said, When are we getting married? I want a title. When you and Willow got engaged, it was such a grand event. I want our wedding to be even bigger. I kissed her gently and replied, Okay. The next day, Liliana called me. Jorge, Willow crashed into a guardrail last night. The front of the car was completely destroyed. She survived, but she's in the hospital. She lowered her voice. She won't eat, won't take medicine. She refuses to cooperate unless she sees you. I asked calmly, How many phone numbers do you have? Just this one, she replied. I hung up and blocked it. When Willow got into trouble, she didn't look for her parents or her current boyfriend. She looked for me, her ex-fiancé, who was already married. Later, Liliana showed her the phone. Jorge doesn't want you anymore. He even blocked my number. Willow stared at the screen in silence. A few days later, I returned to my apartment to collect some documents and saw Willow sitting in the flower bed downstairs, still wearing her hospital gown. She stood up carefully when she saw me. Jorge. Tired? I asked. What do you want? She looked pale and weak. Anna did this on purpose. She liked you for a long time. She wanted us to break up so she could take your place. She hesitated, then said, Do you remember that love letter someone put in your school bag? That was Anna. I froze. Anna had always kept a distance in school. No one dared approach her. Was it really Anna? Willow continued desperately. She framed me. She forced everything. Makoto, the wedding. I interrupted calmly. So she forced you to cheat? Forced you to hold a wedding ceremony? She couldn't answer and changed the subject. I caught a cold last night. Can I go upstairs for some water? I'm married, I said flatly. I called her father. When he arrived, he slapped her angrily. Enough! Look at what you've done. I can't even face Jorge's parents anymore. Leave now. I excused myself politely and left. But later, she was still there, sitting in her thin gown, ignoring the stares of passersby, only watching the entrance. When she saw my car, she rushed over and pulled out the ring box I had never taken back. I never thought of giving this ring to anyone else. Can you take it back? I showed her a photo on my phone, Makoto wearing the ring. She panicked. He only tried it on after you left. I pulled my hand away and walked upstairs. Soon after, Anna and Willow began arguing downstairs. I rushed down. Willow shouted, Anna, you're no better than me. Dare you tell him everything you've done? Even the East District project was your scheme. Anna looked nervous. I took her hand tightly and placed wedding candy into Willow's palm. Anna and I are getting married on the 8th of next month. You're welcome to attend. Back upstairs, Anna finally confessed. What Willow said was partly true. I knew you wanted the East District project. I used it as an excuse. Even her affair, I arranged it. She looked at me quietly. I'm good at calculating people's hearts. I smiled. I knew exactly what kind of person Willow was. Without you, she would have ruined things herself. She asked softly, "You don't blame me?" "No," I replied. "I thought it through before marrying you. Love alone isn't enough." She finally relaxed. The project moved forward, the wedding preparations continued. One day, while deciding on wedding candies, I saw a live stream notification. Willow was kneeling on the ground, her pants torn at the knees. Step by step, she knelt forward and said, "I'm sorry, Jorge." I remembered her words from years ago. "If I ever cheat, I'll kneel all the way to Mount Lao." I watched silently and liked the video. The comments were merciless. She collapsed the next night and was taken to the hospital. Later, Makoto came to see me. Miss Liu was pregnant. I took a sip of coffee. "And why are you telling me?" He knelt down. "She won't keep the child unless you persuade her." I stood up calmly. "You came to the wrong person." The wedding day arrived, bright and beautiful. Anna wore a phoenix crown, her gown embroidered with gold. The ceremony ended perfectly. As guests congratulated us, Liliana approached me and handed me the prayer beads Willow had retrieved from Mount Lao. "My sister regrets everything," she said quietly. I separated her from Annis with a smile. That night, after the wedding ended, Anna lay back on the bed, finally at ease. Steam filled the bathroom. I pulled her close, and this time there was no past left to chase us.